Our time is short. I feel like this year here at Endtime Ministries, we've been doing everything we can do. We've been on the air every day. We're on television every week. We're doing so many things. And yet I feel like this year we've been in preparation for what is to come. The greatest revival is yet to come. We'd love to invite you to join us as we're gearing up for what is just ahead. We know what's ahead. The Bible prophesies. So to be a partner with Endtime, call us. 800 Endtime is the number. Jump on board. We need you. Most people have dreamed of someday walking on the ground where Jesus walked over 2,000 years ago. You don't want to wait any longer. Make this the year for your life-changing experience. Judy and I would like to invite you to join us for our 2017 Spring End Time Prophecy Tour. This is a 14-day trip to Israel and Rome. Please join us to experience the greatest place on earth, the Promised Land, with an added bonus, Rome, Italy. Start making your plans right now and join us April 30th through May 13th of 2017. We're going to have a wonderful time.
Call now to reserve your place today at 1-800-ENDTIME. That's 1-800-363-8463 or go to endtime.com.
Just a little teaser about our trip in the spring. There's a specific reason we've chosen to do Israel and Rome in the spring. Because 2017 marks the 500th anniversary of the beginning of the Protestant Reformation. It was 500 years ago in 1517 that Martin Luther nailed his 95 Theses to the door at the church of Wittenberg, Germany. Why are we going to Rome then? Because there's a huge, huge move on to say that the protest is over. The issue that was the core of the issue between Catholics and Protestants was the doctrine of justification by faith. Catholics and Lutherans got together in 1999 and hammered out a common statement of the doctrine of justification by faith. They signed it and said, we no longer disagree on this issue. Consequently, Protestants everywhere are starting to jump in and say, the protest is over. Now we can all become one again as Christians. The Bible prophesies that Catholics and Protestants will go together right in the end times. And it sounds good, but it's not going to be good. The Bible teaches that together they will follow the false prophet right into the arms of the Antichrist. They will be in alliance with the Antichrist. Many Christian leaders are planning on making the trip to Rome in 2017 and signing a statement of unity of faith and purpose with the Roman Catholic Church. We're watching the prophecy of the Bible in progress right now. And we felt like it would be an excellent time to go to Rome to let people see what is really there, what the Bible really says. We'll be having Bible studies about it as we go along. Anyway, this year's trip, it's a 14-day trip, which is a little bit longer. But it's going to be worth it because we're going to spend 12 days in Israel and 2 days in Rome. I'm telling you, it's a wonderful, wonderful trip. So if you can plan to go, this is not just an ordinary trip. We're going here for a purpose, and you will see things you've never seen before. So anyway, if you'd like to go with us, call us 800 Endtime, ask to speak to someone about the tour. Let's get right back to the phones now. And calling from the internet, Rod is calling from North Dakota. Hello, Rod.
Hello, Irvin. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing fine. How are you doing?
Pretty good. I had to move up here to North Dakota since my plant closed down in Mississippi.
Yeah, I was wondering what you were doing in North Dakota. I'm used to seeing Mississippi.
Yeah, that's what happened. Anyway, so I have a comment. I've been following now for about a year a couple of young men in Israel, and they run two websites. One of them is called oneforisrael.org, and the other one is called imetmessiah.com. Anyway, their names are Ethan Barr and Moti Vikinen. And these two young men were Orthodox Jewish guys, and they converted to Christianity, and they're very good, outspoken preachers. And they've come under attack by two famous rabbis as having declared war on all of Judaism, and they've called for their deaths. Anyways, I found it significant since, we've been looking for possible candidates for the Antichrist, but, there's also possible candidates for the two witnesses. So, anyway, they give interviews, so maybe in April or so, if you want to, maybe you could get them on your show. Not saying you have to, but just an idea.
Yeah, I'd be very interested, Rod, if you could email me with the exact contact information. I'd be glad to check it out.
I'll try to do that and pass that on to you. Anyway, blessings for the new year.
Well, thank you very much, Rod, and it is going to be a great new year. I'm going to tell everybody, yourself plus everybody else that's listening, that I just viewed yesterday the first DVD of our new Revelation commentary. Now, don't get excited because it's not near ready yet, but we're doing a brand new commentary through the entire book of Revelation. It'll end up being 22 hours on DVD, but we believe it's going to be the most impacting thing Endtime Ministries has ever done, and we truly believe there's never been anything like it on the book of Revelation. We believe that this book of Revelation, which was written for now, for this time, it's time for this book to be explained so the average person can understand it. We believe that this new work, so I'm just doing a teaser here. It's not going to be ready yet for several months. So don't try to order or anything. It's just simply not available. But I did see the first lesson, and I left excited because I believe that this is going to have an impact on the entire world. So very interesting time that we live in. Well, let me go now to Michael. Michael's calling from Indiana. Hello, Michael.
Hey, Irvin. How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you.
Hey, I wanted to talk about the Austrian elections, but also I'd never told you this. I was a former delegate for the Serbian Unity Congress, and our sole purpose was to rebuild the Yugoslav economy. And we were an economic task force, and the Prime Minister, Zoran Zinjic, that was to open our conference, was assassinated March 12th, 2003, and I had met his wife, Ruzica Zinjic, in Belgrade. I would let you know that.
So what about the elections?
Well, the Austrian elections are supposed to be October 2nd, like I told you before. I guess they had glue on the voting ballot that didn't seal, or the postal ballot. They postponed it. Now the elections are this Sunday, December 4th. And Norbert Hofer looks like he may win. And if he does, he has an extraordinary wide range of executive powers that he could dismiss the chancellery and the government altogether. And this would be the first far right-wing president since Grand Admiral Karl Dönitz after Adolf Hitler.
You know, Michael,
Europe.
there's a real wave going through Europe right now. Many of the right-wing candidates are surging in the polls. They're really worried about France. There's a person there by the name of Le Pen.
Marine Le Pen, yes.
And so consequently, if the same thing is happening in Austria, this is an interesting thing. There's winds of change that are flowing through Europe right now. So we really should be watching. I have not been paying close attention to the Austrian elections, so I can't speak with authority on those elections. But nevertheless, it's very interesting to see what's happening throughout Europe right now.
Yes, definitely. And there's Alternative for Deutschland in Germany with Frau Petri. And her nickname is Adolfina. She's so radical and inflammatory. But there's various parties in this Austrian party, Freedom Party. The first federal leader was a Nazi SS, Anton Rheinthaler. And so these elections are this Sunday in Austria, and we have to be very closely watching because the common denominator between all these parties is migration and how they're going to handle it. So
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Thank you, Michael. And that is one of the things that's going on in Europe. And Donald Trump's election is adding to this in Europe right now, because they're watching what's happening here in America. Donald Trump being the bold spokesperson that he is, the non-politically correct person. There's a lot of people that are just hungry for the truth. The politicians have become so polished and so skilled at talking all day and never really saying anything for sure. People are sick of it. They want to know, what do you believe? What will you do? Well, that can be good. It also can be bad, because sometimes this throws us open to demagoguery. Now, like Michael said, the immense amount of migration that has come into Europe is upsetting the peoples of Europe, because they're watching their homelands and their peace being disturbed by a lot of these immigrants, these illegal immigrants. Now, we know that not all the illegal immigrants are criminals, and yet we also know that some of them are. And many people that were very comfortable in their homelands now find themselves afraid to go out of their houses. This is causing people to say, wait a minute, these politicians have been running things. We don't like what they're doing, and so consequently, they're voting in another direction. Now, this may be good, but at the same time, it was somewhat that way when Adolf Hitler came to power. So while we're watching these winds of change, we also need to be very discerning around the world, even in the United States of America. Now, it appears to me that Donald Trump is probably going to do a good job here in the United States. I believe that the United States had to have a reversal away from globalism and getting back to national sovereignty. I'm praying for Donald Trump. I hope you're praying for him, that he will make good decisions as he selects his cabinet members. But at the same time, my hope is not in Donald Trump. My hope is in Jesus Christ, and I hope you feel the same way. Got time for one more call. Let's go to Nevada. Steve is calling. Hello, Steve. What's on your mind today?
Hey, hello. I'm happy that Donald Trump got in, and you are definitely keeping us up to date on the current events, and this new one is, out of left field. I was wondering if I could ask a question or two about, last month I shared about Ruth, and I wanted to ask you if, the book of Esther, Esther is a virgin Jewish woman who goes through a 12-month purification process and then is accepted by the king for marriage. Well, the Jewish worship is, in Revelation 19, a Jewish woman will, along with a Gentile woman, will make up the bride of Christ. She'll be a virgin Jewish woman who will go through a 12-month purification process, which is the worship cycle of Leviticus 23 on the sacred calendar, and she'll be accepted by the king. Both of them will be accepted by the king for marriage.
Now, Steve, let me ask you right here. Are you saying there's going to be two different brides?
No, they'll make up one bride.
Okay, I just want to make sure we were on the same page, because the Bible's crystal clear that in the kingdom of God there's neither Jew nor Gentile, neither bond nor free. So even though I do believe in an end-time revival of Jewish and Gentiles mixed, but I don't believe that we will be a separate bride. I believe we're all, we will become one by being born again. And once we're born again, then we will become just one bride. I just want to make sure that you weren't teaching too.
Can I interject?
Go ahead.
The blood moons. What did the blood moons bring to light for us? That Easter and Passover occurred together twice, in the first blood moon and the third blood moon, identifying these two women as not only sisters, but the resurrection event occurring simultaneously. This unites them in that 19th chapter and that marriage as occurring at the same time. So, I mean, there's some back up.
Well, Steve, I don't see any relation between blood moons to a Jewish and Gentile bride, and I am totally out of time. I've got to let you go. But anyway, that's something for everybody to think about. I personally cannot see any relationship between blood moons and the Jewish and Gentile bride. But I tell you one thing, Jesus is going to have a bride. If you want to be in it, you need to be born again. If you'd like to have your own copy of What Do You Mean Born Again, it's free. We'll send it to you if you'll call and request it, or if you want to go to endtime.com, halfway down the page, What Do You Mean Born Again? Click on it, read it. That's what you need to do to be in the bride.
End of the Age is a production of Endtime Ministries. This broadcast will be available on our website, endtime.com, in the archives section. On our website, you'll also find more information about how current events are fulfilling Bible prophecy. To reach our operators, call 1-800-ENDTIME. That's 1-800-363-8463. Endtime Ministries is partner supported. We would like to say thank you to our partners who made this broadcast possible. To do what Matthew 24:14 said, to reach the world with the gospel of the kingdom.